Well, howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for the Suzuki. This is a 99 2000 Suzuki Grand Vitara. We are replacing the water pump, and since you have to remove the timing cover in order to do so, we're going to go ahead and replace all the timing components as well. The vehicle does have 200,000 miles on it. Today I'm going to see if I can't make it a goal and go ahead and get the timing cover off of here. Now we've got everything else off in the previous videos: valve covers, upper intake, radiator, fan shroud, fan, accessories, all that other stuff out of the way. So today we're going to be looking into removing the power steering pump, because that needs to get removed in order to access the timing cover. I don't think I need to remove the AC compressor. However, everything is completely covered up and caked up in grease and everything else here. This is what I call a greasy pig, or a grease pig. Man, this thing's a grease pig. See, it's just blech. So I'm going to get some of this cleaned off so I can get a better view in here and see everything else that I need to remove. And we're also going to look into removing the alternator and the alternator bracket. One of the things I'd like to mention when removing the timing cover, remember that you're going to have 4 bolts in the front underneath right here as part of the oil pan that hold the timing cover to the oil pan. So don't forget to get those bolts there. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up with tools and stuff, and I'm going to work on this power steering pump. Alright, so on the power steering, you're going to want to remove your pump first. You're going to have 3 12mm bolts. You're going to go in through the holes on the pulley, and you get 1, 2, and then 3 out, and then you'll be able just to take your pump and set it aside and get it out of the way. So now you can go in and you can get the bracket removed. Alright, now we got the power steering bracket out of the way there. We've got a nice big hole that we can work in, and it does, and no, you do not need to remove the AC compressor, so you're good there. Now let me show you this bracket, because this bracket sits on the engine like so, and as you can see, you've got 2 14mm bolts, but you're going to come around to the side of the engine, and right underneath the exhaust manifold, the front part of the exhaust manifold, you're going to have a hidden bolt there. So you're going to have a hidden 14mm bolt on the side. So you have 3 14mm bolts, and you'll be able to pull that bracket out and then set that aside. So now I'm going to work on getting rid of my crankshaft position sensor, and then also I'm going to get my alternator out of the way so I can remove that bracket, and then it should be time to go ahead and get the timing cover off of here. I can't pause the video for some reason. Alrighty folks, and there it is. Now, even though this is a 3-minute video, in between pauses I've probably spent about a good hour and a half just taking my time getting this timing cover off. One thing I want to show you that I do when I remove a timing cover is I set aside like a mat or something, and as I remove my bolts, I lay my bolts out in the pattern that they came off of the cover, okay? And I do that so I can put my bolts right back where they are supposed to go. And so what I'll do is I'll get this timing cover cleaned off, and then I'll get my bolts stuck back in there, so that way I can remember where all my bolts are supposed to go when I put this back in, and I can use that as a reference. So I'll tell you something, these little Suzukis are some pretty complicated engines. One of the more complicated timing setups that I normally deal with. And so what I'm probably going to do from this point on is probably take a break on this for about a day or so while I get set up. I'm still waiting on some timing components to come in and all that other good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get this water pump off real quick, because this is our main issue and culprit right here, and the reason why we're doing this job. And you can see what a goofy setup that is. That water pump is bolted to the engine block behind the timing cover, but is belt driven by the drive belt. So it's really goofy, honestly. I don't understand the engineering behind that. Alrighty folks, and there you have it. Now I've placed a towel down here because when you remove your water pump and your timing components and all that stuff, you're going to have coolant that's going to go down in here, and it's just going to be hard to keep it out of your oil pan. So make sure you want to clean and change your oil on this job as well. In order to fully pull this water pump out, you have to remove these timing components. So that's what I'm gonna do next, but for now I got some hungry kiddos in there. I need to get in there and make them some lunch. So I greatly appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, shoot me an email. We can trade Facebook, we can talk on Messenger. I've also been known to trade phone numbers and walk people through procedures. So just give me a holler. Well, everybody, this is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing the knowledge. I am signing off.